Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with? Not much. Where's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity? Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around.
So, they don't hold services there anymore?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
Well, there's that music. And now,
Those would be the dance music enthusiasts.
before you get to the church, there's some ruins. And I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. Of note, the old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed. No one. That's why it's closed. It was once. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry. What? You're one of us. Used to be a supply depot. We think. Sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast. Me? No one. Just an old... Now it's your turn, Mr... Why, I guess I will, Harry. Aye, it just rolls off the tongue. He did too many narcotics. So many, he fell off his boat and split his skull on a buoy. Folks who saw it say his head cracked open like a melon. Nasty, nasty. Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says. Huh. I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part. The part we need to get out of our houses. Have you asked Lillian about this? I won't even consider signing till I know she's on board. She's right over there, the dark-haired woman, leaning over the railing. Yes, you do that. Can't let fat Mr. Clare down now, can you?
She is not impressed by a cop running errands for a local bigwig. Not at all.
I can wash it for you, but it's going to take about a half an hour.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Suit yourself. Patience obviously isn't your strong suit. Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I must say. I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, the buzzer, there's a gap where the name of that song should. She keep. The buzz of.
Yes, my suggestion is don't. Don't a lullaby my mother used to say. Yes, it does. Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says. A deal with who? Is that the border you thought so? So what do the Clare brothers want this time? Huh? Have you asked Lillian about this? I want it. Yes.
She is not impressed by a cop run.
Hi, officer. Anything I can help you with?
You've graduated to...
Men with authority have their quirks. So what brings you here, Lawbringer? A fishing village on the sea. The sign on the street leading here is, "The name is Lillian. People call me Nat."
Indeed. Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. Are you? What a nice idea.
She sounds incredulous about the niceness of the idea.
That Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members...
And those members have a vote when electing the head of the local chapter.
He has a pen in everything. Here you go. I shouldn't have. That's what I asked you. It's a youth centre and I have children. Got to give them something else. Anyhow, you also need Isabel's signature. It's a bad idea. She won't sign.
Sound logic. Division of labor. Sounds like Isabel is the lead.
Let's see. Who are you looking for? Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Oh? Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids. Sometimes I also walk to the beach.
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her.
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
Don't have any. Those get cleaned out so fast even the local bums can only stand by and watch with watery mouths. Always... Oh? Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. Not really.
But not when you're in a tight spot.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, from time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners. No, I'm afraid not. tempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check. You would put me in an early grave. What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that. Oh? Believe me, everyone here is a proper man. Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying. Guess I enjoyed the way he bled.
If it is, then why the melancholy?
Gone. To the waves. The sea took him. It was a... Who knows? Maybe he fell over. He didn't respect... Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles. Us working folk don't have the... Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This is neither a touchy nor a very She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue. Aye. Sunny days. You got a problem with that?
No, ma'am.
Good. It would have been bad news had it turned...
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the rain.
In time, when the sea turns and the...
My prediction, it will be at least 2 days.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning.
雨洒几乎
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves... Lillian should let her sword make her decisions. The girl just doesn't have the head for it. Either way, I won't sigh. You need to check your facts, officer. I said no such thing.
True. She only said she wouldn't even consider signing.
Lillian's not the only one who's too thirsty.
She wanted to see if you...
I've seen it all before. You think they've got our interests at heart? Rich men are always selling poor men promises they never plan to keep. Then the poor get pushed out of their homes and the rich get a little richer. That's the way it goes.
In her mind, the Union is right-wing because Everard is... She is headstrong, but there's a slight hesitation in there. You may be able to convince her.
28，那还可以。
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep.
It's really
战斗。
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves.
It's really in a
刷刷刷刷刷刷刷个4、5次吧。
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves.
It's really in a
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help?
It's really in her best interest to
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves.
It's really in her best interest.
好衰呢。
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves.
It's really in her best interest to listen.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves.
It's really in her
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves.
It's really in her best interest.
这么衰吗？28%呢1/4以上的几率耶。
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves.
Logic and reason won't work on this old bat. Better go for shameless emotional manipulation. What's the grandmother's deepest vulnerability? The grandmother card will do the trick. Last chance to turn back.
What do you mean? What's going to happen? We are gonna grow up, of course. I raised my own kids in this village and they are doing fine for themselves. They are good kids. I brought them up the right way. No, they moved to Faubourg for work. Well, I imagine they'll grow up and leave too.
You've got her. Now just reel her in.
Then,
Wait. Let her come to it herself.
I don't believe the Fat Man's Youth Center is going to change anything. But what other choice do we have? It's not like the coalition government is coming to save us. I won't be around much longer anyway. Not with the dampness in my bones. If they want to take a chance, who am I to stop them? We do. We do. But how do we do that?
Reluctantly, she takes the pen from your hand, scribbles her name on the line, and hands everything back to you.
See that you didn't just get us all screwed. I might be half blind, but I have a good memory for treachery.
Let's go, Melit.
Our tenant, the policeman. Huh? I like to see him try. If anything, I am gonna muscle him out with construction noise.
That doesn't make a whole lot of... She doesn't seem surprised by this.
Get out of here, trying to ruin my day. And that youth center better be a good one, or you... I wield an army of drunks. Do not underestimate the effect of...
良心啊！电脑人，都更。
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
有点啊，那个国没吃住。
The door has seen better.
I'll be sleeping in my room in the whirling. We'll meet in front of the shop.
哎，太早。晃一下。
The noxious odor emanated.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail!
You're...
Abigail. Uh-huh. Abigail.
Abigail is his wife or girlfriend. Chances are she's gone. You're not going to get anything out of this guy. He's too drunk.
Don't call Abigail.
Hey, Tequila! Good to see you. How's business? So what's happening? Yeah, Tequila Sunset.
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street Gang.
That's harsh. I'm like 3 or maybe 4 years. Things aren't going super well for Idiot Doom Spiral either. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass.
This guy's your buddy. You idiot doom spiral, huh? This is bound to be a good, high-concept conversation. At last.
We are saving the place! Okay, we're drinking. So now, it's a pirate's life for me. It's you. We've met before.
No, you sure don't.
I don't think you're ready for that grade of reality yet. It'd be ill-advised for me to tell.
He points toward the waterline with his bottle.
Didn't I already say? I don't want to be the one. You too.
Good to see you, friend.
Does he actually know you? Or is he...
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Sure, friend. You know it.
Don't mind old Rosemary here. He's a buffoon. Let's have a word after your high-concept transactions. I'll give you the lowdown.
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture. You know, it's funny, actually.
He's finding it difficult to focus his...
What?
Keep him talking.
This guy.
Conversation might bring a discount, no?
Oh, I got one of those scientific ampules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking... Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go. It really isn't. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all. The idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school. Fight 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and...
Snakes or intestinal worms?
2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it.
Don't say it.
Three real and it's yours, friend.
Well done. That's a much more reasonable price right there. Makes sense now.
Just make sure to enjoy.
If you drink this, then you'll die.
Aye, by amphetamine I mean speed. Aye. Good, my man. Now what can I offer you? Aye, by amphetamine I mean... Sure did, buddy boy. That's why I said amphetamine. Good, my man. Now what can I... Oh. You see, friend, man makes his own luck. Bought cigarettes.
The hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
Of course.
He has long forgotten what you were talking about.
In the civilized... The legend! He's back! And...
Tequila Sunset.
The worn and beaten.
You can revisit the bench.
A banged-up motor carriage lies half. Remember the tire tracks in Martin?
It appears to be so.
The motor carriage. Remember the tire tracks in Martin?
It appears to be so. I agree. We should definitely investigate.
The motor carriage. A single day in the salty. The logo is too deep in the murk.
The ice hasn't...
The estimate is correct. The incident.
Let's wait for the
Great idea.
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
As you sit down, the hinges. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice. The tune on your lips forms a strange, yet the lieutenant gives you a quick glance. Then, still looking straight ahead, two birds on a wall. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. Looks like this might take a while.
I'm pretty sure I told you already, didn't I? My dad and mom are both half Seolite.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a hard place.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since.
Yes.
It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices. Yes, 41.
It's as if he knows what it stands for. Or does he know something about that speed racer?
Right. Or 41 is the number of a police precinct. Your precinct.
A massive pit opens up. No. Just no. Say no to this, Harry.
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can start dealing with this.
The lieutenant just shakes his head.
There were never any street racers. It was... I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here. Of whom? I don't think so. If anything, you were probably drunk. Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point. I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable. That is very unlikely. All the electrics are toast. You'd be lucky to find one undamaged component in there. In a few months, Well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine than try to refurbish this. Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district.
This was 20% of the station's vehicular budget.
People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything.
You can still whistle. Besides, the night is always darkest before. Yes, let's go take a look.
好紧张啊！
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
At least something good came out of all this.
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number. The man keeps winking at you, but the badge is new. 8, maybe 10 years. What do you think? His face is already... It looks like you had quite the charming... The lack of alcohol swelling is above. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining...
Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't. It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons.
A name like armor.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
Lieutenant W. Freighter. The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant. The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're double Freighter. There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank, in your case, lieutenant. Décomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol citizens' militia. It means counting down to 2.
The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system employed by the left during the revolution, which in turn was developed by last century experimental psychologists.
The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kings. Kings like satellite officers and the additional freighter rank I already explained.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work. It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found your badge.
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil it. Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between...
That's just the serial number.
The numbers are not there for good measure.
4 months ago. A new badge usually comes with a new rank.
You're pretty sure you weren't doing well.
Yes, it's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 priests. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiaeva.
Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitri. Suddenly, names from your decomptage flash in your foreground. He knew all those people, although they're not. And you? Is it an honor to work with you? The badge in your hand shines as you rotate. You take the legal documents out of the envelope.
睡鬼还没睡。过去。是，练嘛。
The legend! He's back! And for sure.
Don't mind old Rosemary here. He's a... Tequila Sunset. Let me take a sip to moisten up my cords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop it. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty...
It is. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in. Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing the time. So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time. The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things. Your reality contracted. We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously on. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was recognizing a brother in need. We offered our condolence. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on. No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them...
Wow.
Yeah, I bet tequila's a fucking...
If you only knew.
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked
No one's fucked. Abigail.
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit. Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one. You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style. No specifics, though. Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over, just like that woman fucked you. I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market. You said being a cop was real boring. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temple, saying, boring, boring, boring. It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs. Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum. It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
You might get scammed here.
No, the reality of the situation requires a... Booze! Did you already forget our party? The thing I relayed to you earlier. So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me. Classy.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Don't call Abigail.
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George. But around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder/junior partner at a high concept I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. 22 full-time employees, an all-star team, a potentially historical set. It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, but now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit. One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're
His eyes are clouded. His dilated his eyes are your eyes.
So I removed the keyring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see. At least I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. It was a day not unlike this one. I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass. Ouch, indeed. Reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the... So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key. I rang my neighbors' buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to... People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best... Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and so, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard. Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time.
Why didn't you go to the authorities?
Well, at one point they came to me, but, you know, I didn't have any ID on me. So they tossed me... I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen. The hobo lifestyle definitely has... But that charm wears off pretty quickly. Before you know it, you're wearing a shit-stained tracksuit. Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium, but now I used to own my reality situation. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week, I stole this nice...
A lost jacket. Sounds like a mystery you could look into.
My agency. Man. The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was... I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called... I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language.
Sounds intriguing. If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't.
I know! It was fucking awesome! Too bad I went on a jog, unleashing a cascade of... What? You've never seen 100% leak? Pretty nice, huh? This might be one of the last of its kind.
Good God. Randomized trials. And then there's this...
Wow, you're lucky.
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bay. You could wash them any time.
啊，莫名其妙啊！
I'm all ears, Tequila.
莫名其妙捡了一个士气，气息呀！耶耶！
Tequila Sunset.
The legend! He's back! And firstly, I
又
got
身体
smoke.
酒。
The legend! He's back! And firstly, I got smokes and piss and bottoms up, Captain!
可使用是数11，然后这样。
Tequila Suns. Let me tell. Hey, you got here on word on this.
It is. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
It was a late one moment.
Do you?
Naturally, loud noises peaked. Anyway, it sounded what we. The time. So now the time hath come for Tequila Sunset. The end. We ran when we finally recognized. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset. No, hours. It was an all-night. How there?
Wow.
Yeah.
If you only knew.
You were.
No,
It seemed pretty painful. Besides, in retrospect, you were.
no,
It seemed pretty painful. You told. No specifics, though. Yeah.
A lot of cops go solo and...
Yeah, I didn't agree with you, by the way. You said you also kept pausing to knock. It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. So cool. From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere. What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rockstar politician. Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop. Dick, with a sudden flash, the world.
Tequila. Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a. It depends.
You might get scared.
No, booze. So, have you got anything for good old idiot? Classic.
hey, Spiral.
Don't call.
Shut up, guy. I used the I developed the paradigm. 22 full-time employees. It did, but now one day I left.
His eyes.
So I removed. I was halfway done. Wet. I made my. Naturally, the situation. Ouch. So I made my way across. I wish I ran. People are just then. But when anyway. So now you've heard my tragic. Tequila.
Why didn't...
Well, I can't say it increased the hobo lifestyle, but that charm wears off pretty quickly. Before you know it, you're wearing a shit-stained tracksuit and spending your days picking tear. Tequila Sunset. What's in a name?
Hey, Spiral Boy.
Don't call.
Shut up, guy. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. So you don't... I do. But as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. If you catch my drift. Then I can't keep on telling the stories. Wonderful. Cottonmouth is keeping my tongue imprisoned. Of course. Drink first, story later. No, no, no. Contrary to popular belief, I enjoy being alive. Then I can't keep on telling the stories. Tequila Sunset. Wonderful. Interesting. Ah, this is what they use to keep the working man. The tale I'm about to tell you is an urban legend particular to Martinez. That said, I first heard it from a former bicycle courier. There are many variations on the basic story, and the details often conflict. Whatever...
Are you telling the story of the headless...
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. Summer of 44. 17-year-old Gertrude Het. Our heroine finds herself enjoying the peace and quiet the canal provides. What she doesn't know is that her peace is about to be shattered. From behind her comes the clattering of hooves. Startled, she turns around, and what does she see? What? No, I told you this is a...
The pause.
With no head on his shoulders. Wearing a found tracksuit, searching for the legendary found cap that went missing when he lost his head.
I thought that he rode a headless pig.
Well, there are many versions of this story, the most peculiar of which has the headless found rider riding on the back of another headless man. Yes. According to legend, young Gertrude Het had to endure years of psychotherapy before she was able to look at a horse or... Gertrude Het may have been the first to witness the headless found rider, but she wasn't the last. Oh no.
Tell him about the two feminists by the locks.
Fuck, Rosemary, they were dating. No one said they were feminists.
This wouldn't be the De Ponte Delgado case, would it?
What? You know it?
I've read the case file. But please, go on.
Right. Early autumn of 46. Ula de Ponte and Eva Delgado are fishing near the waterlock long after the wind picks up. A sky already dark now blackens. Water starts falling from above. The first cold rain of the season. The women are caught in the downpour. They act quickly. Eva gathers the rods whilst Ula turns around to reach for the tackle box. When she sees something, her shriek is so violent that the residents of the nearby apartment building believe lightning has... But there is no lightning. Only a heavy downpour. Ula makes a run for the shore, but Eva slips on a wet rock and disappears into the cold, cold canal with nary a sound. Her body is never recovered.
Naturally, Ula de Ponte became the prime suspect in the disappearance of Eva Delgado. De Ponte maintained that it was the so-called headless found rider and that she ran, fearing for her life. During the investigation, it became apparent that there was a love triangle, the third party being some small-time businessman. I don't remember the exact details. The leading theory was that No, she committed suicide before she could be taken into custody. They found her in the bathroom with a rifle, her face slowly peeling off the ceiling. Not a pretty scene.
Man, that's some grisly detail. Oh well. Anyway, that's the story of the headless found rider. Well, Tequila, that's part... Some say he was an undercover cop who blew his cover. Others claim he was a professional jockey who veered off course during a steeple. Personally, I think he was just some guy who hanged himself from a really tall tree. Coincidentally, at that exact moment, a horse happened to pass under him, and his beheaded corpse mounted it, where it remains to this day. But that would explain the tracksuit and his need for revenge. Not sure. Anyway, to each his own. You want to hear any other stories?
Hard to argue with that.
That's the reality situation for you. You think you got a handle on it, then... Yeah? Why don't you go eat shit, Tequila? There's no way you know a better one than that. Acid gnomes? Sounds like a stupid, low-concept... Yeah? What? Giants? That the best you got? Give me a... Yeah? Why don't... Do you always try to pick the lamest option possible? Yeah? Why don't you go eat shit? Damn right it doesn't. So why don't you just shut up? No one knows.
He won't, though.
Aye. I saw him one night when I was right shit-faced.
Tequila sunset.
He breathes in.
The tale there are many variations.
Are you telling...
Shut the Our hero, what she... A head rumored to be searching for him. If I... Gertrude...
Tell him...
Fuck, bro. What?
I read...
The...
Not a pretty...
Man. Some say... That would... And... Well, to... Some... Personally... Coincidentally, at that exact moment, a horse happened to pass up. Anyway, to each his own. No one...
He won't, though.
Aye. I saw him one night when I was right shit...
I actually do have one. Do you have anything to fortify old Doom Spiral? Tell me you got some story. It's very hard to tell a story when one's mouth...
你听啊，
The legend! He's back!
先这样。阿姨睡觉。
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has... The door has seen...
I'll be sleep.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer? Oh. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? An installation. Us poor people. Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all. Why odd? Our things are a part of...
Life world. Someone's been reading up on last century Gotvaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Oh, yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. Take it from someone who's been...
It's going to be quite a few years before nature is able to completely take care of a motor.
I understand, believe me. I really... But daydreaming is a rich man's game. At sea, you can't afford to be careless and dream. Anyway.
君善诱。
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning
爸
southeast.
爸，外加吗？我有4个，加一加好了。
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it.
7
The wind is turning southeast.
线了。
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it.
28
Oh, yes, she does.
可以了。1/4。
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can.
Oh, yes, she does.
双1。9点以上。
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it.
You think she really needs more of that after a man died at sea? What if I told you it is actually possible to go on a date sober? Before recorded history, men and women were able to do simple, very primitive things together sober. Acknowledge the situation and keep it basic.
I have, and I don't really. Just a walk? I don't know, officer. I would not have taken you for an innocent perambulator. Where would this walk take us, officer?
Nothing creepy, strange, or out there. Keep it eerie and simple.
All right, I will walk with you. But you need to understand that nothing is going to happen. We're just walking. Me too. It's been ages since I just had a normal conversation with...
She mean...
Stroll on the beach sounds nice. All right, I guess I'll be seeing you at Land's End in the evening, when it gets dark, all right?
She doesn't wait for an answer. You better get ready.
一只脚。摩天轮。啊，迷路啦！哇，我上次不知道怎么走回去。可以走了。没。惨了，路了。可以走啊，前面。
There's some tear, an empty cigarette.
显示我那。接近东北，教堂。这也是第一次讲。
Gazes steadily at the waves. A sudden gust picks up her dark hair and lets it fall again, tousled. What?
Aye, so here you are. It's late and the sun is going down. Know that you're not the first guy to bring a girl to Land's End. This is what the locals call a make-out spot. That is not going to happen here today. I just want to make that clear.
Across the rusty water, that's La Delta, the financial district. In the mist-covered...
Drinking men aren't known for keeping their appointments. Aye, so an officer should be. All that.
Her laughter as she turns to face the sun. You should say something. Anything. Maybe the tequila sunset thing.
It's a common Revacholian expression. Means drinking yourself to death. Oh, indeed. And what about you? Keeping the name? Well then, Officer Dubois.
The remains of the dying sun are reflected in the way.
Isn't it strange for this all-powerful thing, the sun, to be so generous towards us? You know.
The sun also falls on the Capeside tenements and war-torn. The sun isn't always that great. Think of people living in desert climates with sparse vegetation and little drinking water.
Now you're just nitpicking. But I concede. Maybe desert people sometimes disagree. Oh, that was a bit...
And a bit of conceptual unity. There's salt in the air.
It's bringing us spring, summer. It's entirely on our side. No matter what we do or who we are. For absolutely no reason. No. And it will outlive them all. These?
She's right. They're made mostly of plastic. The wind ruffles her hair, silver-streaked in the moonlight.
Thank you.
The wind ruffles her hair.
It's enough that my fish... Good one.
She thinks it was a riddle. She must not even know of that business. Better to say what? She turns her head.
标新立异。 哎，
The woman,
I know that you're not the
across the rusty water.
drinking men aren't known for keeping so
Her laugh as you should say something. Anything.
it's a common Revitolian expression. Oh, indeed. And what about you? Keeping the name? Well then, officer,
The remains.
isn't it strange?
The sun. The sun isn't always that great.
Oh,
And a bit of conceptual unity. The sort.
it's bringing us spring, summer. It's entirely on our side. No. And it will outlive them all. Bees.
She's right. The wind
Thank
The wind ruffles her.
Bees.
She's right. The wind ruffles her hair. Silver streaked in the moonlight. Here we go. 2 different approaches to cap this off with style.
Aye. And a benevolent one. When did you last have one of those on your side? Well, now you have that giant. The wind's going to pick up soon, and I have to go, but... Have this. The sun's good, but it doesn't stick things. I've no use for it anymore. No. Men around here are too drunk to pose a threat to me. Doubt it. But thank you for the company.
This is as far as it goes with her. You'd need to put a year.
Farewell.
那道剑，2点啊。换了钥匙。
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a hand.
不是说我手上的什么开吗？哎，要我睡觉。
It's getting cold, this late in the... An old mirror hangs on the wall. On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next, the water reflects back a vague image of a fresh start looms ahead. Clean yourself up and be born anew. Like an artist with a brush or a master sword, the sharp blade chafes against your skin,
我现在
producing
真
a
的把胡
scratching
子
sound.
刮掉。
The surface underneath the beard feels tender. The air brushing against it, they feel so smooth, surprisingly so. A feeling of freshness. The water reflects back. You almost look like a professional.
看起来好丑。
Your face, such as it is, on the table, you see a bowl of
对，
the bed is comforting. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft light.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument. Recorded in you. Forever. On Faraday. No. You're spinning tapes at the discotheque. On and on it goes. For untold hours. Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time. The last time. The smoke in her mouth. The plotted flowers. The faces turning. Changing. It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you can never forget this shit. All stop. You're the son of the world again. Harris. Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city. It's too late. You're not made of nothing anymore. You're
For the money, babe. Forever, Carl.
solving your little crossword puzzles, doing your tasks, crossing names off lists, trying to become some sort of world detective. There he goes. He's got no idea what he's in for. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing.
Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. You were right, brother. Back there, in your sleep, all the weak-willed delinquents, dilly-dalliers, foreign moneylenders, insane anarchists, and yes, the woemen. The game was rigged from before you even knew how the pieces move, soldier. No, brother. Forget about your gut. I will send you back to the time when the sun had not yet vanished. When to go back with protect the suzerainty, clean up the city, revive this. Second chances are not about questions. There must be others like you. Men, people whose yearning. Think, maybe you've already met someone like that. Now we're making bank. A man with guts and a memory. Oh yes, Gary is exact bullseye. And by longing, you meant blatantly race. Now, that is Measurehead is exactly the kind of. No, not 4 is a good number of traditional.
药不多，不想要再被扣士气了。哎，当还没有剃须的时候。
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap. The water a fresh start looms ahead. Clean up like an artist, the sharp blade chafes against your skin, reducing as they feel so smooth, surprisingly so. The water reflects you almost, your face. An old mirror hangs. The bed is comforting. Across the room.
Thoughts.
Recorded in you.
On and up.
Behold.
It's the one. You can never forget this shit.
It's not possible.
You're the son.
Reading your awful letters and
It's too.
For the forever card.
solving your little crossword puzzles. There he...
He's got no idea.
Beep, beep, beep.
Do it. You were right, bro. Back there, in your sleep. All the week, the game was rigged. From before you even knew. It has, bro. I will send you back to the time when to go back with protect the suzerainty, clean up the city, revive. There must be other people whose you think. Maybe you've already met. Now we're making bank. Oh yes, get bullseye. And by longing, you now there is a man that is not measurehead. Is exactly the kind. No, not 4 is a good number of history will remember us.
Gee.回收时间。七。
I see you haven't left our little Martinez yet. Still running around. Hi, I guess you do. What's on your mind?
逛了，应该都逛完了。
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks us. This one.
Lily's our mum.
The stone kick. The other one laughs. Wow, so intellectually stimulating.
You're stupid. Okay. You're stupid.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks. The scruffy-haired little boy.
路了。酒鬼不见了。
Takes you a moment, but fun. The reeds bend. The trap feels light, and no locust. No phasmid either. But your voice echoes.
Well, the bait worked on some.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could. Right. Anyway.
The reeds bend forlornly to.
这个岛就应该全部逛完了吧。哦，回到这个镇上了。休息啊！感谢收看，拜拜。